Have you ever gone on YouTube and somehow missed a Christian horror video? Come over here to the right and click that little bell to be notified of every time I upload.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Horror here, back today, fresh out of the shower with a review for Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I'm going to combine this review. I'm going to combine this review with both the producer's cut and the theatrical cut. And the reason I'm doing that is because, I've done a review a long time ago on the producer's cut, and I was basing my experience off of the freshness of that cut being released to the public legally. um, and I've seen, obviously, both versions a million times by this point. And, while they're different in the sense that you get more of a in-depth story out of one, you're still basically watching the same movie. And the general consensus that I've noticed is I haven't seen a whole lot of people just say that they don't enjoy one version, but they love the other version. Usually people are like, if they're lukewarm to theatrical cut, they'll say, yeah, I like the producer's cut a little bit better. And some people say, I prefer the theatrical cut a little bit better. The producer's cut is a little too weird for me. So it goes either way, but basically you're watching the same movie. So let's kind of think back. We're in the mid-90s now, and horror is... I can't say it was dead. I was a child during the mid-90s, but, based off of watching countless documentaries, discussions with friends and fans and you guys, it wasn't in its heyday anymore. So, when we get to Halloween 5, we're at the tail end of a lot of the horror icons. Jason Goes to Hell had come out, but, there was a glimpse of possibly getting a Freddy vs. Jason. Didn't really pan out. Then we had, New Nightmare just came out, try to revitalize the series, but didn't fare very well at the box office. Sure, it made some money, but it wasn't the smash it was expected to be. When Halloween Curse of Michael Myers comes out, it's a case of where I think the writing and the initial attempt from the producers as well, I think, was to try to keep a lot of the same cast. They really thought at this point, okay, Daniel Harris was a likable character, etc., etc. We want to bring this person back. We want to have this. But when it comes down to it, when money was an issue, basically, Danielle was like, "Look, this is my third movie. Can you guys pay me a little bit more than scale? I'm not a secondary actor. I'm not just a first timer." Well, they did not care about that, and I kind of wish they would. I kind of agree. If I'm a third movie in on a franchise and it's doing well, I'd like to think that I'm doing a good job and that I should be appreciated for that, And I don't think she was at that point with the producers of the movie and things like that. So when she wanted a little bit more money, and I'm sure it was reasonable, they said, "No, you're getting paid what this type of performance and screen time would be paid for anything." So that's a shame. We had a good effects team. We had John Carl Buechler and his team on this movie. They had some pretty good kills in The Curse of Michael Myers. I'm a real sucker for when I think of Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, the color blue just comes into my mind. And I guess I'm looking at a poster of it right now I have in my room. I'm guessing it's because of the shading on the poster, the nighttime scenes. They have a blueness to it, and I like that a lot. I like that it has a color palette to it. You don't really notice that, that's not really a thing with movies. And I don't know if that was intentional or maybe it's just me, but the color blue goes into my head every time I think about The Curse of Michael Myers. It's just one of those rare cases for me where a movie like Return of the Living Dead Part 2, I'm looking at my poster right now, adore the movie, but I know it's not a great, quote-unquote, great movie by the usual standards of movies. It's not a great movie, so to speak. But I just love Return of the Living Dead 2, and I just adore Halloween Curse of Michael Myers. And the thing that's bad about this review is I can't exactly put it into words, and I feel really bad about that. But I can tell you, I just love a lot of things. I like the tempo of the movie. I like the mood of it. It's got a kind of a grim darkness to it that, you don't exactly get. And I think a lot of that is because there's not a lot of comedic relief in this movie. You don't have any moments where there's a lot of laughter or jokes. It's just a straightforward, scary thing. And I think I really like the bleakness of Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. The only seldom times you see any bit of comedy, for instance, is the Strode famous stomach pounder, or That's really about it. Um, I think just the color palette of the movie I really like. It's got a lot of darkness to it, and it's got a lot of blue in it. Like I said, so I do enjoy that. I love the look of Michael Myers. I love the score. Alan Howarth really gave it a industrial kind of sound that fit the movie very well. Took it out of the late '80s and really brought it into the '90s, but with this kind of really classic feel. It's enough time's gone by to where Curse of Michael Myers is a classic film. So I really just I like a whole lot of things about the film. Paul Rudd's performance is not exactly Grammy worthy, but there's something about it that's just it's got the right elements for my liking. It's just a weird thing. But Curse Michael Myers is my second favorite in the franchise. It really is. I just love everything about it. The acting was. I tell you, I will mention this. Not the stepfather. The father of the family. His name slips my mind. A nasty performance he gives. He is a drunk, mean man, and he does a very good job. I thought. Every time I see him on screen, it's like, ooh, I don't like him at all. But I do love watching his performance in that movie. He did a very good job, I thought. And Loomis was great. Loomis, Donald Pleasance was at the tail end of his life, God bless him, but he still had a passion in this that I really appreciated. I really did appreciate. So, and that's another thing. There's so much charm to it because you smile when you see him on there. You said this guy went out doing what he wanted to do, is making another Halloween movie. So that's really what I want to say about Curse of Michael Myers. I love it, and I love it for reasons that I'm trying to explain, but it's kind of hard. But it's just from first frame to last frame, I just love the feeling it gives me. And it's a movie every year I watch for Halloween, without a doubt. I never even dare skip Curse of Michael Myers. It's on my priority list. So that's my review for Curse of Michael Myers. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, I like both the theatrical cut and the producer's cut. I don't want to say which one I like more. I just love them both. They're both my children, in the sense that I couldn't choose. So I hope you guys like Curse of Michael Myers. Please let me know in the comments section what you think. Hopefully good things, and I understand if you don't like it, but I'd like to hear regardless. I love hearing from you guys. So next we're moving on to 1998's Halloween H2O 20 years later.